Welcome to the Energized Woman Podcast, the space where we ditch the burnout, drop the shoulds, and start living with more energy, ease, and joy. I'm your host, Joanne Bibby, energy coach, mum, and fellow woman on a mission to feel good without the pressure. So if you're ready to go from always exhausted to fully alive, you are in the right place. Each week, we'll explore real-life ways to nourish our bodies, honour our rest, and reconnect with ourselves, so that we can start to thrive and not just survive. This is not just a podcast, it's a movement for women who are done with running on empty and ready to reclaim their energy and prioritise their well-being, because you deserve to. So join us, grab a cuppa, take a deep breath, and let's get started. Well, hi there, and welcome to the very first episode of the Energized Woman Podcast. I'm so excited for this. If you've been following along for a little while, you may have heard me talking on the Live Life Well podcast for busy women. And that has been such a fun journey. But I've had a bit of a refresh, a bit of a glow up, and I've rebranded, and I am back as the Energized Woman. So this has now become the Energized Women Podcast. And I'm so glad to have you with me for the journey. If you've been here for a little while or you have newly discovered me as the Energized Woman, you're so welcome here. So I thought it'd be great today just to reintroduce myself, tell you a little bit about the Energized Woman and who she is, who this space is for, what to expect coming up in the podcast in the next few months. And yeah, it's really an invitation today to be part of this community. I am a wellness coach and energy coach, and I firmly believe that we can only really thrive and be all that we're meant to be when we're in community, especially with other women who are on a similar journey as ourselves. So we're here to hold space for you and encourage you to take care of your wonderful self and just get those really simple tools and habits to live your most energized life. I have realized over my years as a wellness coach that we know what to do. We know that we're meant to eat well and go to bed on time, and we're meant to move our bodies. We know all that stuff, but things get us stuck and get in the way of us feeling truly energized and truly alive. So this is for you. If you're just feeling a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit stuck, you just want a bit of motivation and support on your journey, then join the movement. Join the movement of us as women saying, enough is enough. I'm bored of diets. I'm bored of doing this stuff alone. And I want other people to go on this journey with. I've definitely been on that journey myself. So I'm Jo. I live in Sheffield with my hubby, our two girls, our Bedlington Whippet dog who is crazy, and our 3 guinea pigs who I'm just a bit obsessed with their little mouths, to be honest. They're just so cute. So I'm obviously not from Sheffield. You might have picked that up. I was born in Inverness in the Highlands of Scotland and then grew up on the beautiful Isle of Skye, which I did not appreciate at all at the time, but it was just the most amazing place to grow up. So safe and carefree, just out roaming the fields with the sheep. But I couldn't wait to leave. I left when I was 17 and went to university in Glasgow, studied fashion and business randomly. If you've met someone who's had numerous businesses like I have, you can probably guess that I also have ADHD, late diagnosed this year. So that's been a journey as well. Did not realise that until I had kids and just basically couldn't cope with life, that I had a bit of a spicy brain, but that's been great to help me understand myself better and be kinder to myself and also support other neurodivergent women. We are amazing. But I hit a bit of a low point after having my second child, just at home with the girls when they were a baby and a toddler, and just was absolutely exhausted, as any kind of new mum would be. Absolutely surviving on cups of tea and chocolate hobnobs. Still love a chocolate hobnob, but it's not, really a balanced diet. And obviously I was tired. I wasn't getting much sleep. I was quite lonely, I would say, probably had a bit of postnatal depression, but I didn't know how to take care of myself in this new life I'd find myself in as a mum of 2, moving to England to be near my husband's family, not having a lot of support, and I just felt probably the worst I've ever felt mentally and physically. Then I thought, I need to do something about this. I need to start taking care of myself in whatever way I can within my sort of budget and time constraints. And I started learning about nutrition and gut health. And I did my first 30-day gut reset. That would have been about 8 or 9 years ago, and instantly felt better. Didn't feel like fully awake and full of energy, because obviously I still had 2 little ones at home and life was a lot, but felt a lot better than I had been. And that's when it clicked, this relationship between how we nourish ourselves and how we feel and how we show up, linked between our gut health and every area of our well-being. And just that there were things within my control that I could do to take care of myself and feel better. I've always really loved having the energy that I need to do the things that I love. I hate it when I don't feel fully alive, when I'm tired, exhausted, overwhelmed. So I'm always trying to figure out, like, how can I feel a bit better in a way that feels sustainable. So that was really the start of my journey into well-being and nutrition. Did a deep dive, learned loads about all those things, and started helping other women in that area with their nutrition and gut health. I started my own business, helping women get the nutritional products they needed to support their journeys, and loved that. And I learned so much in that journey. But what I realized was I was sort of giving women the tools to eat better, the recipes and the supplements, but there was a whole lot more to it. And if you're listening, if you're a woman, it's likely you probably have quite a complicated relationship with food. And that may be because of things you've picked up over the years from diet culture, from your upbringing, from social media. It's a minefield, really, isn't it? And no wonder we feel overwhelmed with it all. But I wanted to help women make sort of longer, more sustainable changes than just telling them what supplements to take. So I did a coaching course, learned more about how to support women with their mindset and their relationship with food and the things that have been holding them back, and started my coaching business, which I have absolutely loved. It's been the best journey, and I learn so much from my clients. I think they teach me more than I teach them. So I've been doing that for about the last 3 years. It's been amazing, under my previous business banner of Live Life Well. And that's been great. But just in the last year or so, I felt myself getting a bit stuck, and I felt it was time for a bit of a change. And I realized from my conversations with my clients and with my friends that, like I said at the start, we know what to do. We know we're meant to eat lots of vegetables and move our bodies and get to bed on time, just like I was saying. But there's reasons that we don't do that, and they're really valid reasons, and we can really beat ourselves up about those and pick up a lot of shame and disappointment in ourselves. But also what I've learned is that we don't necessarily, by our stage in life, if you're a midlife woman like me, I'm 45 now, we're kind of done with the diet culture. We're kind of done with restricting and calorie counting and point counting and, being hungry and minimizing ourselves to suit others. And what we really want is to feel good. We want to feel good in our bodies, and we want to have the energy to do the things we want to do. But at the same time, a lot of the women I'm speaking to are not full of energy. They are exhausted and overwhelmed. We're doing so much. We are so busy. So that's where the Energized Woman came from, really. I realized that's the thing that I love supporting women with, is looking at their lives, looking at what is draining them, what is giving them life, and what are the simple habits that we can all employ that can help us start feeling better now, and that we can build and sustain into our old age. My motto is that I'm building my hot grand body, that all my habits and choices now, I want them to lead to me having a happy, healthy life into old age, running about after my grandkids. That's absolutely my goal, and to take other women on that journey. And the other thing I've discovered is that we find that really hard. We find it really hard to carve out the time for those habits. We find it hard to say that we're important enough to find the time to look after ourselves. Life is so busy. We are natural caregivers. We're looking after children and parents and pets and homes and jobs and businesses. And we often come bottom of that list. But actually, we are our most use to ourselves in the world when we are well cared for and well rested. So the Energized Woman it's a movement of women who are reclaiming their well-being, reclaiming their energy, saying that they matter, and prioritizing their own well-being through simple habits. And I love it. I love being part of it. And I love seeing women have those light bulb moments when they're like, oh, yes, I am worth taking care of. And when I do take care of myself, mostly my main goal is to support women just to feel good so they can enjoy life to the full, because we deserve to. And we forget that sometimes. And we forget how good we can feel when we just do a few simple things to look after ourselves. Then there's that beautiful ripple effect when we are showing up for the people in our lives who are important, our families and our friends and our colleagues, as the best version of ourselves. And then the even more amazing ripple effect from that is that we are giving other women permission to do the same. We're saying, I matter and you matter, and the world is a better place when we are flourishing and we're thriving and we are feeling fully alive. And that fully alive doesn't mean that we are always at a 10 in terms of our energy levels. It may be that it's a 5. We're not on that roller coaster of go, 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 and then crashing. None of us want to get to that point of burnout. And sometimes that's the only time we stop, when we've literally have nothing left in the tank. But how about there was a way that we could just fill up our tank a little bit every day so we didn't get to the empty where we crash and burn? And how about we took time out to really rest in a way that restored us, that isn't just numbing and avoiding with our phones and Netflix and food. So that is what we're about, and that's what we're here for. And this podcast is going to be a space to talk about all of those things. And it's a space for busy midlife women who are tired of dieting and fads and quick fixes, and realize that actually they want to feel good more than they want to look good. But the magic happens when we prioritize feeling good, and then we end up looking amazing too. A lot of my clients, when I first speak to them, weight loss is a big goal, and that is so valid. We all want to feel good in our bodies and feel good in our clothes. But I've realized, and you've probably realized too if you're listening, that actually focusing on that, making that a main focus, going on diets, restricting ourselves is not a long-term solution, and it's not a happy place to be in. But actually, when we reconnect with our bodies, start to trust ourselves, build that connection and that relationship with ourselves, then your weight will take care of itself. You'll get to a weight in a place where you feel your best without restricting and counting points and calories. And that's a much better place to be, isn't it? So this podcast is for you if you can relate to any of that. And I'm going to be coming on weekly just to share sort of micro tips and my well-being experience and what's working for me. We're going to talk a lot about my 5 energy pillars, which are all the things that I think that, support our energy the best. And none of them are rocket science, but they're those simple habits that if we get those right, then we're going to have a really good, foundation to be able to feel our best. So to let you know about my 5 pillars. So the pillars that I've come up with are gut health and nutrition. That used to be a main part of what I support women with, and it's still really important. Our gut health relates to every area of our well-being and supports us. So if we can nourish ourselves well, we're going to have a really strong foundation. Also going to talk about hydration, really simple one, but if we're not well hydrated, we're not going to feel good. We're going to be lethargic and have all the brain fog and hungry and grumpy, especially in this gorgeous hot weather. So that's a really important one. Rest and sleep is the 3rd pillar. So sleep's obviously important and something that a lot of us don't find easy to get enough of. So we're going to talk about that, but also real rest, just slowing down and have moments of rest in our days and weeks that allow us to recharge our battery and we actually really look forward to. I've always been someone who finds it so hard to rest and switch off, but I'm realizing more and more that rest is the key, probably more than any of the others. My other mantra at the moment is to be a well-rested woman, and for my energy to come from a place of rest and not hurry and hustle. So that's your invitation to join me with that. Other 2 pillars are movement. Movement's obviously important, but moving for joy, not because we should, and doing it in a way that feels good for our bodies and a way that reflects our cycles and our seasons, and just doing things that we enjoy that we'll want to do and come back to rather than forcing ourselves. And finally, a bit of a double pillar, but I've cheated a bit. And the last one is connection and purpose. Knowing that we can't do this alone, that actually connection is so intrinsic to our well-being, and connecting with the right people, the people who love you and make you feel good, but also doing, finding our purpose in that connection in the community. What are we living for? What do we want to give our time to? Do we feel inspired and feel like we're making a difference? Because that's also really important for our well-being too. So if any of that sounds good, I'd love it if you stick around and, join us on the journey to becoming our most energized selves as women. And please do follow along. If you can subscribe to this, that would be awesome. Then you won't miss out on any of the up and coming episodes. I've got so many exciting things planned for you, and some amazing guests coming on as well, monthly, as well as my shorter episodes. And I'd love to connect with you and be in community with you. So the best way to do that is to follow me on Instagram at the Energised Woman. You can see more about what I do there, and you can also book yourself in for a little cheeky free 20-minute energy audit with me, where we'll look at what is giving you life right now, what is draining you, and what are one or two simple steps you can take to start feeling better right now and create lasting change. You can also find out about my Energised Women Collective. It's my absolute favourite thing right now. So it's my monthly membership group where we meet weekly online and we talk about all of the things, all the pillars and the things that are helping us right now, our challenges, just doing this journey together of wanting, to feel better and working out what works for us, supporting and encouraging each other, because we just can't do this alone. And I also have some great guest experts coming on in there. We've got a book club, we've got a call for women of faith. It's just such a gorgeous space to be in. So you can find about all of that on there. And please do share this with any other tired women who deserve to feel better, because we all do. I'm so glad you're here, and I can't wait to be back with you soon. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Energised Women Podcast. I hope it gave you a little spark of energy, clarity, or calm today. If it did, I'd love it if you hit follow, left a quick review, or shared it with a friend who's ready to go from always exhausted to fully alive too. Until next time, take care of your lovely self, not because you should, but because you deserve to feel good. See you soon.